Hello, good evening and welcome to the FB4 PODCAST for this Sunday night. I am your host Gav, and with me, as you can see, is Matt and is Chris. Liverpool are 37 points from 39. Everybody apart from Liverpool fans, all them fans of all the other clubs around the place, are absolutely calling it corruption. They're calling it the tainted title if we go on and win it, and it's absolutely amazing. Matt, I'm going to come to you first. How are the 49ers doing?
Playing tomorrow, mate.
Okay.
5 a.m. Doing well. Top of the league.
Top of the league.
0.962 points ratio.
Right. Did he do points ratios in America?
I don't know. Is that what it is?
Yeah. And who are he playing?
Green Day Packers.
The Green Day Packers. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, Chris, you're a big Patriots fan. We are discussing that beforehand, and you just done it because basically you just annoyed all your other American football supporting friends. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much. So I picked the team that everybody hated. So I thought that was always a good way of going about it. So
yeah,
I hate these plastic fans.
I'm a New York Giants man because
that's all my mates are. So.
Because you're so small.
No, it's not. That make me feel bigger. No, it was because fellow day tripper Ray Dicko Dickinson of the Liverpool parish, formerly the Liverpool parish and now of Dublin parish, said, yeah, the Giants are really good, Gav. He told me this at the start of last season, and they are absolutely horrific.
Crap.
So, yeah, we don't go in for them. Right, let's get into it. Matt, I was genuinely lost for words after that game yesterday because I thought that this is just getting ridiculous at this stage. Like, we won't take no for an answer. We refuse to even draw games now. It's getting absolutely crazy, but is it? I'm going to ask you the stupid question, Matt. Is it the market champions? What they're at?
Yeah, of course. We're going to win the league. There's no doubt about that. I mean, we've done the same thing last season. You got to remember, we went through the first 10, maybe 15 games. Do you remember the 1-0s?
Yeah.
It's a little bit different now because we're going for it a bit more. We're attacking a bit more, which is leaving us open at the back. But we were scrappy for the first half of last season. It's the same thing. We're just holding back a little bit, and I think we may be saving our legs. In fact, I think I said the same thing last year. And you'll see us after this run of games between now and Christmas. I think then we start really going for it. And we haven't even gotten out of second gear yet. We're beating these teams, and we're just doing it just enough to win. We can steamroll these cunts. But yeah, it's going back to the original question. Market champions, absolutely, is what we used to look at Man United and get jealous of them doing. So it's what we need to do and what we're going to be doing to win the league.
Brilliant. Okay, Chris. Mac feels it's market champions. I just feel it's like it's written in the stars at this stage, and I know it's late last week in November. There's 13 league games gone. We're just gone over the we're a third of the way through, just beyond that. No, yeah, just beyond that now. When you're watching these games, the one thing that comes to me, Chris, is we're winning and winning and winning. And when you look back over the first 13 games of the season, I think we've probably played well in, I'm going to say, about 6 of them. What happens when we actually just click into gear and literally do what Matt says? We just start steamrolling teams. What do people throw at us then? Because it's corrupt and it's VAR now. So what did he throw in then?
Oh, we'll have been paying a ref off or something then, or what's the we're on magic? We've got some sort of magic juice roll on now. That's the latest one, some sort of magic juice that we put all our players on, which is why they're so good. I mean, it's just a little bit of bitterness and a little bit of whoever's at the top. There's always a reason, other than they're just playing really well. It's always the way. Pretty certain in the 90s we said Fergie paid off the refs. Now it's Chelsea. It's because of all the money. For us, it's VAR. Next season it'll be something else. I find it comical, to be honest. I just laugh along, And if it is because VAR's been built for Liverpool, then they were a bit slow doing it. Liverpool, they should have done it about 20 years earlier.
Matt, you see all this stuff coming out about corruption and VAR and we're jammy and we're this and we're lucky. Is that nearly fans of other clubs thrown in the towel already? Because it feels like that to me.
Crying it in.
Yeah, we got it last season. You got to remember, as Chris was getting towards then, whoever's top of the league, they never get told they're good footballers. Like, there's always something that the reason that they're there. Howard Webb at United. Last year it was, as soon as VAR comes in, Liverpool are fucked. And we got 97 points. And now VAR's in, we're going to get 98. It's just the way it is. If you're top of the league, people get jealous. And I'm absolutely fine with it. For me, I relish in it. I love it. I love seeing all the other fans crying. You saw the goal for Sheffield United tonight, and they gave it. And everyone was saying if that was Liverpool, it wouldn't have been given. It's amazing.
Yeah, I just seen a load of pictures of Sissoko up. Just pictures of Sissoko from the Champions League going, well, they gave that, why didn't they give this one? It always comes back to Liverpool regardless of what it was. Or regardless
just embrace it. Just enjoy it. The reason it's happening is because we're top of the league, so just enjoy it. Yeah,
no, it's absolutely brilliant. But look, let's get into the game itself. Myself and Barry done a show last night with immediate reaction, and I genuinely was struggling for words. But Chris, just looking at the team that was sent out there, he goes with Robertson. He doesn't go with Sally. He puts him on the bench and doesn't use them. Well, was it that, I know it's in hindsight now with the game being played over 24 hours ago, but was it the team you wanted to see, or would you have went slightly different? Were you happy basically come 2:00 when that team was announced?
Yeah, I mean, I was fine with the team. I mean, I don't get that worked up over the team. I thought we might change the shape slightly rather than playing Chamberlain on a wing because he doesn't seem as effective. But the lad did a job there. He kept their fullback quiet. He did what we needed. But it didn't surprise me Salah didn't start because he's clearly been hampered by this ankle injury for a while. And how often do we get to give Salah 2.5 weeks off? That could play dividends in, later in the season when he's, when we need him, or when someone like a Mane or a Firmino have a dip. Hopefully then we're getting Salah prime to take over. So I was fine with the 11. I couldn't really see much of a problem.
Matt, were you happy with it? Apart from the fact that we saw Matt's still watching the football. Were you happy with it? Apart from the fact that Andy Robertson could have been rested for Alberto Moreno if we hadn't have sold him.
Did we sell him?
Yeah, he's gone.
I thought he was with Luis Enrique in the basement still.
No, he's not. He's definitely gone.
I thought he was moving hot dogs in the canteen. Oh, he was gone. Actually, quick one back to Moreno. Did you see that overhead flip he done for clearance last week?
Yeah.
he's
insane, isn't he?
Honestly, he's completely mental. I miss him.
Yeah, I miss him too. I have to be honest.
So where are we? The 11. Yeah, absolutely fine. I have no issue with rotating at this part of the season. You look how strong the bench is as well. Any of them players came on for someone else who was playing, then we've just got to accept it. Between now and I think the 3rd of January, we've got, if we average the games out, we've got a game every 3 days. So you're going to see Origi, you're going to see Shaq, you're going to see Ox, you're going to see a lot of these players who we haven't seen much of so far in the first 13 games. But you're going to see them, and that's going to give our boys the legs they need to win the title with 4 to go in May. So absolutely no issue with me. I've never got an issue with any of the lads starting, the ones on the fringes, because it's Klopp at the end of the day. He's the one looking and training, and if he thinks Robertson's fit enough to start, then he fucking starts. If he thinks Salah needs a rest so he can be ready for Napoli, then he has a rest. I've got no issue with it.
Yeah. Barry Carr says it was mustard from Albi. Matt will fully endorse that. Paddy Lawson is on the chat and he said life is good. Paddy is life, isn't that right, Matt?
Paddy is life.
He is life. He is.
But he's not too good at fancy football.
Not too good, and we're not going to go any further than that because you got yourself into a lot of trouble about 2 weeks ago, didn't you?
No, not me.
You did.
Maybe.
Admit it.
He's a very soft lad.
I think you should apologise to
Paddy. For
Paddy,
a big guy, he's a softie.
You should apologise to him.
No.
Okay.
That won't happen.
Barry Carr says Palace had the chances, boys. Road are looking on second viewing. I use.
So do we.
I can't understand what Barry's saying at the end of that question. Comment, so it doesn't. I'm sorry, Barry. I can't get my head around that. Look, the first half for me wasn't great, Chris, and again, it felt like one of those games where we are feeling our way into it, and it was a little bit rusty after an international break. And there is a pattern here. I don't care what anybody says. To me, there is a pattern here. And I think it would have been, if Robertson and Salah were fully fit, I think it would have been the same pattern anyway. We just seemed to take a while to get going. Palace have that goal disallowed just before half time, and go back over. Even Roy Hodgson's even admitting that it was a foul. I still would like to see a little bit more communication towards fans when it comes to these things. But Chris, the big thing for me was getting to half time.
Hold on. Let me jump in there.
Yeah, go on.
They showed the push in the stadium. That's why there wasn't a big uproar.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
This is one of the things they're talking about afterwards.
Okay, well, that makes a massive difference. Right. Okay. Great.
It's only Anfield and Old Trafford where you're knackered because we haven't got a screen to show it, but every other club they're showing them now.
I was watching that game yesterday and I couldn't recall seeing the screen being shown.
No,
the commentators talked about it. But it depends what stream you're watching.
Right, I was in America watching it.
Were you on NBC Gold? Yeah.
Yeah, I was on NBC Gold as well. Yeah.
Northred asks, has some bookies paid out in Liverpool winning the league? I think you said bookies to me earlier. Betway are paying out already. So that they were shown in the ground. Okay, that's a massive step forward for VAR as far as I'm concerned. But Chris, I'll get back to you. I just wanted to get to half time because I felt they need a few slaps here. When we got to half time, I was more than confident that we go on and win the game. But what do you feel is the problem here when we get back after international breaks and what seems to be the first 45 minutes where we just seem a bit off? Is there anything we can do to improve this? Anything obvious, I suppose?
Not really, because it's a lack of rhythm, and Klopp always talks about he clearly has a set way of training, a set way of setting the team up that probably takes a couple of days to get back into it. And if you looked at the team we had, Henderson, although he didn't play for England, he didn't do anything for 2 weeks because he was ill, and then a couple of our players, they played a lot of football. So we're probably unfortunate that both times we've come back from internationals, it's been an away game. If that was Palace at home, I don't think you see the same problems. It's swings and roundabouts. I was glad we got to half time at 0-0 because I think once we got to half time at 0-0, we generally do tend to kick on second half, especially after an international break. And the fact that everyone hates us for the goal being disallowed is even better.
Yeah, listen. It just adds to the mix, and when you're throwing up a recipe of how a weekend of football should go, Liverpool's opponents not being given a goal due to VAR in a tight win is the absolute perfect ingredient for any weekend of football.
Well, the best thing is Liverpool's opposition not being given a goal, despite the fact the rules say you're not allowed to do that.
Mm. Oh yeah.
It's been said for a while. If you push someone over in the box, it tends to be a free kick, whether the ball goes near them or not.
Yeah. Well.
But apparently that doesn't count, so I was like, all right, so.
Yeah.
Hey, Gav.
Yeah.
Ask me the same question about the internationals.
The internationals?
And slow start.
Oh, Matt. So I wanted to ask you, right? And I won't even edit this out. I'll just pretend like this has been really fluent. The international breaks, Matt, what I find is, at times, and I think it's becoming a bit of a pattern, and it is this. When we come back from international breaks, I find the first 45 minutes of these games can be quite sluggish. And then the second half we seem fine. Is there anything obvious for you that we could do to stop this?
That's a lovely question. Thanks for asking.
No problem.
For me, I can't work out which is the bigger myth. That we are shit after international breaks, or Palace is a tough ground to go to. So
Palace is a tough ground.
Palace, we've won the last 4 there, so that's a myth. And internationals, I don't think we've lost one after in fact, we haven't lost one after an international since Klopp's been in charge. And then we go on to say, okay, the performance wasn't as good. But how many 2-1s and 3-1s have we had this season? How many goals have we scored later than what Bobby scored to win the game? So what was the performance just as per was this season in this point in the season, or was it actually not that good? And is it just people thinking that way because it happened under Rodgers or Hodgson 7 years ago, and that's how we stay thinking with the Palace thing as well? I mean, it was 2014 when we last lost to Palace.
Yeah,
15. So
2014-15 was the last season we lost there. Yeah,
Rodgers
walked
down through it.
Yeah. So I mean, I think at the moment we're just stuck in the past. I don't think we struggle after internationals. And
I'm not saying we
Palace
struggle. No.
Well, you did.
No, I didn't. I said for the first 45 minutes of games, I find we struggled. I.e., Old Trafford and yesterday at Crystal Palace.
Yeah, but we struggled a few times this season. 45.
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't think the international break has a
that's maybe a fair point. Yeah,
we did have some injuries, which if you're gonna give them to the international break as the reason, then yeah, okay, maybe we had a few injuries, which were a reason why we might have been a little bit slower. But the flow of the game itself, I just felt like it was a game I've watched 10 times this season.
Okay, so I'll put it a slightly different way, Matt. And you said something there. You asked, is it just the performance wasn't that good, and it's just as per us, in some of the games this season. Do you feel this squad is pacing itself already?
I've already answered that before.
No, but do you genuinely look at
it? Yeah, we do it every season on the club.
But
we done it last season.
Yeah, we did, but we seem to get to January and February, and there's a little bit of a lull there. Do you feel he's genuinely pacing them? All right, we might go flying last season, and then we try pace ourselves, and we just don't implement it quick enough, and we get caught January, February. We seem to be pacing ourselves from very early on here, where he's literally saying, lads, just get through the games, and when we get to January, we'll absolutely go for it. Do you think that's genuinely the plan?
I think we're more adaptable.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
That's good. I mean, Klopp's learning every week he's here, and more the players learn how we want to play. I just think the whole squad has complete trust in the tactics. So if it's not working, we're not giving it to a Coutinho type to shoot from long range. We're not going all guns blazing. If it's not working, we just keep on it because we've got so much trust in ourselves that we know. I use this phrase a lot, especially this season. Turn the screw, and that's what we do. We get a goal when we need a goal, and then we can sit back a little bit. If they score, then we turn up a little bit and we go get another goal, and that's what we've been doing for the start of the season, first 13 games.
Okay, Yossi is in the house on the chat. He says hello, Yossi. We love Yossi, don't we, Matt?
Yeah, love Yossi.
Him and that guitar is just brilliant. Not the car. I said car. I'm sorry. What else have we got? Paddy says, soak it all in. Boiling people's piss is absolutely brilliant, and he feels that win yesterday was bigger than the City one. I know where he's coming from. Backing up the City win with that yesterday was absolutely massive. Barry Carr says he can't wait for the next international break. He needs a break already. Yeah, it takes it out of you, doesn't it? There's no international break until March.
Get a grip.
No,
I
think he's only messing. But it does take it out of you, and literally every game is just. I don't know. Just playing
the Hodgson when we had to bring on Nabil El-Zar. That'll take it out of you.
Yeah, that will take it out of you.
What we're doing at the moment is joyous. I think people need to embrace it a bit more.
Yeah, it's just. Do you know what? I think if we had a league title behind us, say from last year, and we were doing this year, we'd be just laughing our heads off and being so carefree. I just think there's a lot of Liverpool fans that think it is great. People are getting really upset, but I'd love to be just winning it by 2 goals rather than 1. But look. We get the
as soon as we get a title under our belt, you watch the media switch.
Oh yeah, no, listen, I have a massive theory on that, and I get shot down with it all the time. But I'm just going to stick to
the media loving will start then because the media love whoever's on top, and it'll be next year as how crap City are. When City are no different to what they were 2 years ago, but they're a very good side, which we're better at the moment. But that's what happens, and people will be surprised how quickly they turn. Apart from Keys and Gray because they're just haters.
Yeah, and Shearer. But look, we get to half-time. Matt, in our WhatsApp group yesterday, one of the lads said it's going to be great when Mane turns his game on its head in the next 5 minutes. And what happens? Mane turns the game on its head within 5 minutes. And it's a good goal, but I loved how kind of scruffy it looked. And from there, I just thought, brilliant. This is perfect for us. And it really shut them up, didn't it? And it knocked them big time.
Yeah, straight after the break, it's not a time you want to be conceding to Liverpool, but we as fans kind of all expect it now. I think we, as you said before, get Klopp to give them a few slaps, and they're going to come out. If the 0-0, or even worse, if the 1-0 down at half time, we're going to come out fast. This is what's going to happen. We're going to come out the first 10 minutes fast, get a goal, get 2, and yes, it's what we did. And Mane is the one who's going to be doing it all season. I think on my predictions, I said he'll be player of the season.
I'm not going to reveal your season predictions on live on this show. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay. I did. But okay.
Okay, yeah, but I can't because Grizz completely forgets his predictions for the season, right? And
he just puts 1-1.
No. We see what happened at the start of the season. For anybody that doesn't know, everybody in the LFC Day Trippers WhatsApp group basically done predictions. So I think it was where we come in the league, FA Cup, League Cup, European Cup, our top scorer and our player of the year. And Grizz completely forgets what he's at predicting. So he's trying to double guess himself every week, Matt, isn't he? He's trying to cover himself every time he says something. And he just can't work out what he said and what he's predicted, and it's absolutely brilliant. And I'm not telling him. If he just went back and looked through his messages, I'm sure he'd find them. But he
doesn't know how to do that.
He doesn't know how to do that. There's no way, he sends me stuff so I can copy and paste it for him. So it's not going to happen. But look, it's a massive goal, Chris. It puts us 1-0 up, and I'm praying for us to get a second. But just a couple of players I want to go through. I seen there was mention of Lovren. I seen a mention of Lovren on Twitter this morning, and just mentioned for no reason. But the one that stood out for me yesterday at the back, I thought Trent was poor. I thought he was trying a bit too hard on the ball, and let's be honest, he got not a lesson by Zaha, but look, it's another step in his progression, I suppose, having to play that game yesterday. But he got through it in the end, which is great. But I thought Zaha was a threat all day yesterday, and when people think, will we buy him, will we go for him on that performance?
I thought he was crap. I thought he was crap.
No, I just think he's such a threat. I think.
No.
You don't agree?
No.
Okay, tell me why.
Not his life. The reason I don't agree with the Zaha hype is he is a good player, and on his day can be brilliant, and he took his goal well. I'm not going to knock him. But we saw with Trent, I think he got past Trent twice. And every time he tried the same trick, Trent put the ball out and put him on his arse. And he does what he always does, which is he starts to limp. He starts to, oh, poor me, and oh, how dare someone tackle me, and all that carry on. Which we've had hundreds of players play for Liverpool over the years. Garcia's and all that. We're all good players, but when they get tackled, they don't like it, and they walk away and they hide. And to be honest, no, for me, he took his goal well, but every time Zaha got the ball, I wasn't thinking, "Oh Christ, here we go." Just no, I think he's still sulking because he never got his move to Arsenal.
He's 100% still sulking, but I just thought again he was their biggest threat yesterday, and where he played, I just thought he. What way could I put it? He kind of knocked Trent out of his rhythm. That's the only way I could put it, and I think it had an effect on us, Matt. The second half progresses. We get to 80, 81, 82 minutes. And we're thinking, I'd love another one. I am just thinking we need another one here. And they get a good goal, Matt. Do you blame anyone for it? Or do you just think, nah, good goal. You have to give them that one? Lovren.
For me, I don't know. It's one of them. We're all in bits at the back. I'm going to blame him because he was first. Who should have put Benteke onto his left. If you just know, comparing to Van Dijk, which is the highest standard there is for centre back. Van Dijk puts him on his left, and puts him to the byline, and that's what he should have done. He let him go back inside. So this isn't an agenda. It's just if you're going to blame anyone, I think it has to start with him. Okay,
would you not give any blame to maybe Robertson there? That could have been a bit better on the cover.
I think he was
just the whole team has moved across, and now he's got 2, maybe 3 to cover. He's definitely got 2, and I can't see off the screen if he's a third midfielder, but you can't leave him with them. It's got to be a man each in that situation. So not for me.
Okay, no worries. People are watching this on YouTube tonight. If you're watching and you're subscribed, thank you. Hit the like button. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, and every time we go live, you will get a notification. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's 1-1, Chris, and I'm thinking, here we go. What are we going to do? Will we get one back? Will Hodgson just literally put 11 behind the ball now and just try to stop everything? And then we get, and I just love it. It's probably my favourite goal of the season. A corner, a Van Dijk volley that just hits somebody, scrambles around the box, and Firmino on the left foot, and puts her in the far corner. And I did say it was a bit of a swing at it yesterday when I was on the show after the game, but looking back at it, it's a really good finish. But again, it breaks Crystal Palace hearts, doesn't it? And you just know, like I just knew then, we're not losing this game. We just don't stop, do we?
No, we keep going. And it's a combination of a couple of things. It's the mentality Giants thing that Klopp talk about. It is the work we've done on set pieces, which we have got an awful lot better. And simple as being is, we've got a really, really good squad of match winners. You know, we've gone way beyond the days of having like one, maybe two. You know, we've got 3, 4, 5 match winners. And, you know, I was slightly annoyed that it was 1-1, thinking this may finish a draw, but it's not the end of the world. But even with 5 minutes to go with Liverpool, you've got to think there's going to be one more, because there always is one more, and it's just you just hope it falls the right person. And that was great for Bobby, because it's his first goal in about 5 games. So not only is he playing poorly, but it's nice just to get that monkey off his back that he's finally got a goal, and the fact that it's a winner, it'll do him the world of good. And it also meant Klopp could turn around to Salah and say, sit down.
Yeah, and you don't have to use Salah. Absolutely brilliant. Yossi asks, any news on Robbo's health, i.e. the ankle? Haven't heard anything.
He's fine.
He's fine.
100%.
Matt says he's fine, so we're absolutely fine
Yeah,
there.
the Canavine bruise sorted.
Hifzer Rahman says Trent should have felled Zaha on the halfway line. This is obviously going back to the Palace goal. Yeah, you could go that far back and you know, attribute blame to people. They had one half chance. I think that's Kev O'Sullivan trying to say. I think Kev's on the beers tonight, lads. With Benteke, but Zaha should have scored at the end. Yeah, he should have scored at the end.
That's why he plays for Palace.
JJ says you can't beat a scrappy winner. Next best thing to a VAR goal. I loved it. I just loved how scrappy it was. Matt, when it's done and dusted, then and we're winning 85, 86 minutes. Are you sitting there? Are you back in Dubai, cigar at the ready? 12 wins from 13. Are you happy? Or are you shitting yourself, Matt? Be honest.
At what, 85 minutes?
Yeah.
No, this team does not concede in the last 5-10 minutes.
Right. Just the last 8 minutes.
Yeah. Well, no, there's injury time. No, this team doesn't do that. Not at all. I'm not scared. I haven't been for a season and a half now. This team gets the job done, and it's amazing. The only time that I will ever worry in that situation is against someone like Man City. That's it. Okay. Against fucking Crystal Palace with Roy Hodgson in charge, not a fucking chance. I'm panicking.
Roy Hodgson looks like he's just wasting away. I seen him in the interview after the game, and it's like
the top of his head's just melting down.
Yeah, it is,
isn't
it? It's like you know the way you have bags under your eyes. He has bags under his nose that far down. You know that kind of way.
He's got bags under his chin.
Telling you, I swear to God,
he's some cunt, isn't he?
Oh God, I just don't like that man. Barry Carr says Aguero was goosed apparently, but sure they have Jesus. That Aguero one looked like a long
layoff. He's not
layoff.
as good though, is he?
What's wrong with him?
Apparently tweaked he's got a muscle injury, it's either his thigh or his hamstring. So he'll probably be back next week.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised he didn't. If he had rolling substitutes, he would have been back on by the end, I reckon.
The best I've still seen was Zinchenko pulled his hamstring.
That is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
He's used over subs, and when within 5 minutes he's running down the wing.
That was against Spurs, wasn't it?
Then he runs on the wing to put a cross in, going, he's got no hamstring. How's that work?
Yeah, he was down, literally going, no, my hamstring is gone. And 90 seconds later, he was tearing down the wing like John Barnes. It was unbelievable. Look, lads, I have to ask you for a man of the match. Matt, I'm going to come to you first. What's your man of the match?
Bobby.
Yeah, I think Barry gave his vote to Bobby Firmino last night as well. Chris, who are you going for?
Mane.
Okay, I went for Mane.
He just wants the league more than anybody else.
He absolutely wants the league more than anybody's wanted anything, in my opinion. But you know, it's another win. It's absolutely brilliant. Just looking forward a bit, Matt. You know, there's Napoli now during the week, followed by Brighton at home, Everton at home, Bournemouth away, Watford home, and then we're off to the World Club Cup.
12 points.
You're going 12 points.
Yeah.
And how big for you is Napoli this week? Because if we win that, it means that the last game is a dead rubber, and it just gives us another midweek there where we get a rest into the lads.
Yeah. Do you think he rests him even if we win?
I think he goes to Salzburg.
I'd like to, but I don't know. He doesn't usually do that type of stuff.
I think Corley Watts is playing centre midfield for us if we fucking win against Napoli.
It'll be nice because the stress won't be there and the pressure. So even though maybe he does play the lads, you don't have the rest in your legs. They've got the rest in the heads, which is also important. But yeah, Napoli are in turmoil at the moment. There's no better time to be playing them.
There's a lot of messing going on there.
They're all over the gaff there. The chairman tried to sell them all, I think.
Yeah. He did. So, he did. Apparently he wanted to do something. Didn't get his own way and went, right, I'm selling the whole squad.
Well, anyway, so there's no better time. If we get the win, amazing. If we don't, we'll do it next game. Doesn't bother me.
Kev O'Sullivan is asking, is Napoli Tuesday or Wednesday? I'm terrible on days of games, but I'm really sure it's Wednesday. Yeah. Listen, we get Napoli done, and it gives us that, there's going to be a break for the lads because that Villa game is going to be the under-23s, and if we can get the fringe players, I suppose minutes in their legs and keeps them at a certain rhythm while, resting the main men, and then we have to go off to wherever we're playing this Qatar. I think it's a perfect scenario. So beating Napoli at the weekend or during the week is absolutely imperative. Chris, Matt has gone for 12 points from 12. I repeat, Brighton at home, Everton at home, Bournemouth away, Watford at home. What do you expect from them for?
15 including Napoli.
15 including Napoli. Okay. So we're not suggesting in any way that we're dropping league points between now and the time we jet off to Qatar. Are we all in agreement?
You shouldn't be at home, no.
Okay. No, I think, the Bournemouth one, I think, I don't see a problem. We were good away at Bournemouth. And the other three. Look, we've gone through our game. I wanted to talk about one or two other clubs, right? But Matt, first up, Everton. And we played them we played them Wednesday week, right? Now try not to laugh. But I'm looking at this, right, and I'm thinking to myself, they play Leicester next weekend. Right? I always try to plot these things. They play Leicester next weekend. Do you want to see them get something out of that and Silva stays in charge and comes to Anfield? Or do you want them to get bashed, Silva loses his job, and they come to Anfield with a caretaker and the biggest free hits of all free hits? What way do you want to see that go?
I don't know. I don't really think of things like that. I'm not asked either way. We should be doing it, Everton. But if you look at all the clubs who we play under Klopp, Everton seems to be his kryptonite. It's the team we get the draw. It's the game where it seems like the occasion gets to him. I can't work out why. Don't know why.
He pays him too much respect.
Yeah, maybe, but he shouldn't. They're completely shit. But this season now, I think, Klopp's continuously learning. I've said this before, so he'll look at what he's done in the past, and he'll look at how we've played, and should we've won, and we haven't been at our best against him, and he will take all this away, and he'll come up with tactics to beat them, no matter who's manager. It's always hard playing against a new manager, even if it's caretaker, because you don't know the tactics. So the scouting is out, and then the opposition team gets a bounce. But really, how much of a bounce can these shit Everton players get? So the only thing really is you don't know the tactics.
Yeah, it's
if I was going to think about it and give you an answer, probably better that he stays.
Somebody says there, I think it was Kev says he's seen reports that Silva is gone from Everton. So we'll have to double check on that.
Well, if it's a caretaker manager, it'll probably be David Unsworth. So we actually know how that's going to be. Not great. And the rumour going around for Everton has been David Moyes or Mark Hughes. I'm not really sure that's an upgrade or downgrade.
Mark Hughes will be amazing, but David Moyes will be just dreamland stuff. Absolutely like, oh Jesus! Like David Moyes, the last job he had in the Premier League, I think it was for Sunderland. He walked in, sat down at his first press conference, told them they were going to get relegated, and left. And then just proceeded to have them relegated. It was unbelievable.
Can you say West Ham where he said, I'm here for 6 months, but if it doesn't work out, I've had a nice time in London?
Yeah, that was probably the job after Sunderland, was it, or before? I'm not too sure, but whatever it was, he was a fucking disaster. JJ says, let's hope Silva is still in charge when we play them. They'll sack him after we beat them. Yeah, I think around these games where you have a manager that's on the brink, do the players turn around and put everything they have in for him, or has he completely lost the dressing room? And you're not too sure on that, but they're a disaster. And I remember speaking to Dave Downey from the Blue Room podcast going back 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he said to me, Gav, look, we're playing, I think they were playing, obviously, Norwich. They were playing Brighton, these certain games there, and he was like, we have to win those games, because when you look at our December, he said we could genuinely be bottom of the league come Christmas. And you know what? He might not be far off. He absolutely might not be far off. The other one I want to speak about, Mourinho's back in at Spurs. We've done enough talking about him during the week. Harry Kane defied logic by being pushed in the back, and his legs went 6 feet in the air yesterday. He's a fucking disgrace. But another one I want to speak about, Matt, I'll come to you first, is Arsenal. They're a mad club as well, Matt. They're mad.
It's tough for Arsenal. They were always going to be in a difficult situation when you lose a manager that's been there that long. You look at Fergie and what he done. They're not just the managers; they're the whole club. So it was always going to be difficult for the next few years. They've got good players. I think he's a terrible coach. So it's up to the board now. They need to get someone next level, or at least someone who knows how to do a project. You look at Klopp
or even identify his issues and do something about them. Like 72 million on Nicolas Pepe. 72 million on Nicolas Pepe, and you could have went out and went, have I got 70 million here? I'm going to pay 30 for him and 40 for him. They're both centre backs, and that's me done.
Yeah, they need now a very, very good director of football to sort the club out. Then it will be that. Unless you get that, or what we've done, we've got a team of people and a very good head of scouting or whatever he is, sports science, Michael Edwards. They need something like that. They can't just. They've gone from a manager who runs everything to a coach, basically. So they need the structure there. You see the issue of United. I said it. You asked me a similar question a while ago about United, and they're not going to stop their issues unless they get rid of Woodward and they put a full football structure in the club.
Yeah.
As long as they keep going out how they are, they'll just go coach to coach. This is it.
So this for you was similar to United and similar to some clubs around the league where
they might not fall as much.
There might be
they need to sort it out,
and there might be certain things on the pitch, but the results, what's happening at board level and as it moves down the chain, is shown by what's on the pitch and the lack of direction from some clubs.
Yeah, it's a culmination of two things.
Yes,
terrible coach,
that's the word I was looking for.
And no structure.
Yeah, okay. Chris, for you, Arsenal, Unai Emery, can you see him lasting much longer? Because literally heads are going to explode on Arsenal Fan TV if he's not sacked within the next week to a fortnight.
I think he will last. The reason is, I think they've left it too long to sack him now. That I don't think they'll get Pochettino, and I think whatever next level manager they need or want, don't know who that is. I don't know who's going to go to them. And we could be in a situation in probably potentially 4 clubs soon losing the manager. Solskjaer is always on a bit of shaky ground anyway. Everton's manager's nearly gone. West Ham's manager can't be far behind. And you got Arsenal's, but all of those clubs got the same problem. No structure above the manager. So it doesn't really matter who they bring in. It's like Matt said, it's going to be a car crash whoever you bring in. I don't care how good a manager they are. Pep couldn't fix half those problems they've got there. You put Klopp in that club, he'd struggle, because he wouldn't get he wouldn't get the support he needed around him.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Plus, it makes Arsenal Fan TV quite entertaining to watch.
Oh, it's amazing! It's amazing stuff. Like it's just it's off the wall. And I love, like, if I have a free 10 minutes, I just love knocking it on and finding any of the latest videos where people are just going mad. Antico says Southampton should have scored at least 5 if they could finish there at Arsenal yesterday. I think they got a 2-2 draw at Arsenal in the end, and there was absolute uproar. But look,
I think Southampton missed 3-1 a month.
Yeah, he said here they could have scored 5. Ma, it's some change, isn't it, when you look at what we're doing, and you can really relate, can't you, to some of these clubs, what they're doing, and say, I know exactly where he is standing. We seem to be able to understand what's going on at these clubs more because we've seen it happen to us over a very long period of time, and we're able to sit and pinpoint and go, that's what's wrong, that's what's wrong, that's what's wrong, because simply Liverpool are making the exact same mistakes over the last 10, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, we've been there, done it. you answered the question for me. I've got nothing to say except for what you've just said to me. We've seen that happen. We know the issues. We know what it needs to make it work, and we know what it needs to keep going round and round, which was coach after coach after coach, bringing Edwards, bringing in a system, and then hopefully, if Klopp's getting more out of this team than anyone could. We know that he's the best ever. But hopefully, if it goes, we won't have any kind of fall like we did or like any of them did.
JJ says the Christmas manager merry-go-round is about to start. Arsenal Fan TV were throwing away season tickets last night. Amazing. Barry Carr says Pepe is looking like the worst signing of the summer. Bullet dodged. Kev O'Sullivan says Spurs ran out of gas at 70 minutes. Arsenal look like they have institutional problems. West Ham are top half. Wolves keeping Nuno should be a worry. He's next in line for a big job. Barry Carr says he's definitely heading to the Emirates for the 3rd of May. That's the day, I presume he means, when Liverpool clinch the title. Lads, I'm going to leave it there. We've done 40 minutes and I think that's fair enough. Liverpool 37 from 39. Amazing start to the season. We go again against Napoli on Wednesday, followed by Brighton the following Saturday. Matt, I've no random question for you this week, so have you any other business you'd like to tend to before we go?
No.
You're happy to go?
I'm good. I'm good.
How did you? What? I have got one question. What did you make of Grizz's religious pilgrim during the week?
He's some flukes him.
Oh, he's deadly.
He's off his head.
Yeah, he's brilliant, isn't he?
He's wearing Everton socks with his Crocs.
Did you see he had a pair of socks. He had a pair of Crocs on or sandals, and I'm nearly sure it was Everton socks he had on with them. They were the most Everton blue. And then he met a fan, didn't he?
That didn't happen.
Yeah,
he's been in the line for the Water World.
Yeah,
and he's told some cunt he does a podcast, and they got a picture with him at the end.
And then he said, "This man came up to me. Where is he? Jerusalem, was it?"
Yeah,
yeah. He came up and he said, "This fella came over to me and said, 'Oh, Grizz from the Trade Trippers,'" which didn't happen. And we won't believe him. And he had pictures with camels, and then he done that brilliant picture where he stands and the sun is in the background. He puts his hand up so the sun, because it's very far away, fit in the palm of his hand. And, that was the end of the holiday. He reckons it's taken him 5 hours to just get through security, wherever he is and whatever airport he's in. But he's had a lovely time. All expenses paid from us, just as a present, because he's a lovely, lovely human. And when he gets back, we'll just commence annoying him again, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Because I usually do the morning to evening shift, and then around 5 a.m. Matt gets up and takes over. That's how it works, isn't it, Matt?
Well, like Minders.
Yeah. So
because he's just a big fat adult baby, really.
Yeah, he is. And if anybody has any tips, keep fit, or health tips, or eating tips, Grizz apparently has broken down in the fitness regime again, and just needs a few tips to get back on that bike, apparently. So that's how it's gone. Lads, that's it. Chris, thanks a million for joining me.
No worries.
Great stuff. Matt, thanks a million. I'll talk to you soon.
Cheers, mate.
Have a good one. That's been the Fatback 4. Join me on Tuesday for the Fatback 4 Daily. Tomorrow the club will be recorded and available for you to download some stage late tomorrow night. That's it. Talk to you in a bit. Over now.